Hello, Soul Tribe. You are all welcome to Cut and Soul Tribe channel. Thank you guys for your support. It really means a lot to us. Thank you all for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for watching my videos. And if today is the first time of checking on this channel, we welcome you specially. Thank you for stopping by. I want to wish you all compliments of the season. Yes, it's been a while. Yeah, I've been very busy with a lot of Christmas orders. We're in the festive period, and that is why I've not been showing up my face here. But today I thought of showing you how to recreate this Maxi gown with yoke and best sleeve. The style is really beautiful. So we're going to DIY it. I'm going to show you how to cut it, how to sew it from the beginning to the end. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, don't leave. Please kindly subscribe to this channel. It is absolutely free. So without much ado, let us move straight to the drafting table. So welcome to class. For this project, these are the required materials. You're going to need tape measure. You're going to need lace fabric of your choice. So I'll be using this see-through net material for the yoke and the sleeve part. So you need matching thread, you need your scissors, your rulers, and you need your tailor's chalk, and of course your fabric. So this is a fabric I'll be using. You can use any fabric of your choice, but I'll be using this African print. Now for the measurements are required, you're going to need your full gown length, your shoulder to half length, and the circumference. You're going to need your shoulder to hip and the circumference. You're going to need your bust measurement, your shoulder measurement, your sleeve length. So basically those are the measurements you will need for this project. Now for you to get your full gown length, the full gown length I'm working with is 62. Now you are going to multiply that 62. Whatever your own gown length is, you just multiply it by 2, and you are going to add extra 2 inches for the seam allowance. Now for my own, that is 62. 62 plus 2 is going to give me 64. So that means I'm going to have 64 inches in 2 places. The first 64 is going to be for the front, and the second 64 is going to be for the back. Now looking at the print, the length of the print, African print is not up to that amount. So this is what you want to do. We are going to measure it. This is it. From this place like this, you're going to fold it, the selvage facing each other, and on this line now, this part now, you are going to measure your length. So let me just measure it. I'll cut it out and I'll show you the next thing to do. All right, this is the fabric, and I have it like this. So this first one is, I'm going to use this one for the front. I said we're going to cut that 64 into 2 places, and this is what I have, the first one and the second one. So, and I went ahead to fold it into 2 places as well. Can you see it? This first one, you're going to fold it into 2 places. I folded this into 2 places. The second one, I folded it into 2 places as well. So this is me trying to just lay the 2 fabric flat on my table. Now because this is a massive gown, I am not going to be adding zipper at the back, and that is why I'm not leaving any zipper allowance. So you can see me folding the 2 fabrics together equally at the center front and center back, because I am not going to add any zipper. So, and we have it like this. But for the head to enter at the back piece, I'm going to open it up a bit so that it will enter. When we get there, I'm going to show you how we're going to go about it. Now, having folded your fabric like this, the next thing you're going to do is to go ahead and measure your shoulder. So the shoulder measurement I'm working with is 17. 17 into 2 is going to give us 8.5. I'll be adding extra half inch for seam allowance, and it will give us 9. So don't forget you are going to be using your own accurate measurement. So this is my 9 inches I am marking down here. Can you see it now? So you have this, and I'll just go ahead and insert all my vertical measurements. So the first vertical measurement I'm going to insert is going to be my chest line. The chest line I'm working with is 9 inches. So this is 9 inches. Don't forget to use your own accurate measurement. So my 9 inches, I'll measure it across both for the front and the back piece, and I'm going to use my straight ruler to connect it. So I have my 9 inches like so. So the next vertical measurement I'm going to insert is going to be from my shoulder to waistline. The shoulder to waistline I'm working with is 19 inches. So I'm going to measure my 19 inches across like so, just the way we did for the chest line. Just go ahead and measure it. So I have my 19 inches, and I'm going to use my pattern master to just connect it like so. I'll draw my straight line. I hope you are still with me. So the next thing I'm going to do, the next vertical measurement is going to be my shoulder to hip measurement. The shoulder to hip measurement I'm working with is 27. Is 27. So I'm going to measure my 27 from the shoulder, and I'll measure it across like so. Just try and connect it together with my pattern master like this, and the rest is going to be from shoulder to my full gown length. So now I haven't done this, I am going to bring down my shoulder measurements, this on our chest measurements. Do you get it now? So which is 9 inches. I'm going to connect the 2 points together like so, and on this line now we're going to create our arm hole. So for the arm hole on this line, I'll measure what I have, and I'll just divide it into 2 equal half. Do you get it now? So dividing it into 2 equal half, this is what I will have. And on this line I'll come in by 0.5 inch. So we have this like this. And to get my armhole curve, I will need to insert my bust measurement. So the bust measurement I'm working with is 47. Now because this is a free gown, I'm going to be adding extra of half inch to it. You know, it is a free gown, it is not a fitted gown. So 47 like that. Instead of me having 47, you know, if I divide 47 into 4, I will have 11.75. This is the 11.75, and now we had extra of 0.5 for ease, just to create ease. This one is not the seam allowance, it is just to create ease on my dress. Do you get it now? So like this, from this armhole curve, I'll just connect it together like this. Can you see it? So I'll just draw my armhole curve as seen. Do you get it now? Like so. And I'll come to this part to create my neck. So the neck measurement I'll be using is 4 by 4, 4 by 4, because this person is a plus size. So if you are creating that kind of neck for a small size person, you can just use 3 by 3, but this person is a plus size, so that's why I'm using 4 by 4 as my neck measurement. So I'm just going ahead to connect it like so. You know, it is a round neck, and you want to create your shoulder slope, so I'll just come down by 1 inch on this. Do you get it now? So I am trying to connect the shoulder slope like so. I'll just go ahead and connect it like this. Do you get it now? So we have the upper part ready. I've inserted my bust measurement, so I'll come to my waist circumference. The waist circumference I'm working with is 43. 43 into 4 is going to give us 10.75. I told you to create ease, and I'll be adding half inch extra. So I have my 0.5 inch. I will add it like this. Do you get it now? And on the hip measurement I'm working with is 50 inches. 50 into 4 is going to give us 12.5. So I have my 12.5 like so, and I'm going to add half inch. I've not added any sewing allowance, so I'll just go ahead and connect. So using my pattern master, I'll connect like so. Do you get it? And bring this one like this. Okay, so on this part I'll go ahead and add my seam allowance now. So I'll be adding 2 inches as my seam allowance, 2 inches for the seam allowance for everything, 2 inches for everything. So you can see me adding the seam allowance, and I'll just go ahead and connect again. It's as simple as this. If you follow everything I'm showing you, you're going to get your dress correctly. So we have it like this. I want to show you how you do that down part. So I'll be bringing this up a little bit. Can you see it? So I want to lay it flat so that you can see it. So we have the full gown length like so. This is me trying to arrange my fabric so that everything will lay flat. So you have this at the end of the day, and I will bring it down. Now for you to get the circumference of your gown length at the end, so whatever you have here on your hip measurement, the hip circumference, this is my hip circumference. Whatever you have on your hip circumference, you add at least 5 inches to it. Do you get it? So for you to get the circumference at the hem, whatever you have on your hip circumference, bring it down here. Do you get it? Bring it down. I'm trying to bring it closer to camera so that you can see it very well. So this is my gown hem. Do you get it now? So on my hip circumference, this is what I have. I have 15 inches, and I will be adding extra 5 inches. So like that, your gown length will be full, just the way we have it on our thumbnail. Do you get it now? I'm trying to arrange it very well. So I'll bring it up back and connect it with my long ruler. So this is it. From the hip measurement, I'll just go ahead and connect it like so. And we have it like this. So we are almost done with the cutting. I will just bring it up back and try to cut it out. I'm going to show you how to cut it. I want to cut the sides first. I'm going to cut both the front and back together for the side. So I'll just go ahead and cut. So this is what we have. I've been able to cut the side out, and I'll go ahead and cut out the shoulder area. So I'm cutting it out like so. Do you get it now? And for the neck, I'm going to, I told you I'm going to give the neck at the back opening. So I'm going to cut out the neck for, let me just remove that of the front. Okay, I'm removing the front part now. So this is the neck for the back. I'm trying to chalk it out. Can you see it? So I'll just connect. So for the measurement, you can just use like 2.5. You can see it. This is 2.5 inches, and you cut it out like so. and I'll just open it up here like 5 inches. Let me just measure 5 inches. The reason why we are giving it this opening is for ease, so that it will enter the head. Do you get it now? I'll go ahead and open it up. You don't need to open the whole thing because the gown is free. So I have it now, and we are going to turn it here, and you are going to use uh you can use button to hold this part. Now this is what we have. I'm going to cut out the front neck as well. So I'm cutting it out like so. Can you see it? So this is the neck for the front and the neck for the back. Everything is pretty ready now. Now on the front bodies, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to cut out the yoke. So I'm going to cut it from the shoulder to the chest line. Is going to be for the yoke. I'm going to remove this part as my yoke measurement, and this is the reason why I added 2 inches as my seam allowance. By the time I'm going to join it together using half inch here, do you get it now? Using half inch here is going to be 1 inch together. Do you get it? So I have my yoke like this, and I'm going to put this one aside. I'm going to place my net to cut the yoke. My net, I want to cut it out now. I'll just go ahead and cut. All right, this is how your yoke should look like. I'm going to place my African print under the net, and we're going to have this. You're going to have something like this. So I'm going to put it aside and show us how we can cut our sleeve. So I have my basic sleeve pattern ready here. So if you don't know how to go about your basic sleeve, I'm going to drop a link in the comment section so that you can see how to go about it. I've done basic sleeve before. So this is my basic sleeve. I'm going to place it on my net fabric. Can you see it? So this is what we have, and I'm going to add ½ inch for the seam allowance here and cut. So this is what we have. Just go ahead and cut it out like so, and the side you can just add like 1 to 1.5 inches for the seam allowance. So I have my 1.5 inches like so, and I cut. So this is going to be for our basic sleeve. So all our pattern pieces are ready. Now the next thing I want to show us before we go to the sewing machine is this. That we have ruffles on the yoke side. So this is what you are going to do to get the length of what you are going to use for your ruffles. You can just measure the width of your yoke. Whatever the width of your yoke is, you can multiply it by at least 2 inches. So that means it can be more than 2 inches. Like here now I have 22 inches. So if I multiply 22 inches by 2, that's going to give us 44 inches. And you are going to look for out of your net. So I have these pieces from I got it from the net. So I have it like this. So this is times 2, like times 2 of my yoke. I have it like so. Can you see it? I folded it into 2. So and the width, it depends on your preference. So I'll be using 4 inches. I'm going to fold it like so. So I'm going to fold it into one single piece like this, and I'll go ahead and pleat it on my yoke. Do you get it now? So that is what I'm going to do first. Now on this, I'm going to take the yoke to the sewing machine, and this long strip that I've cut out from the net, I am going to pleat it. Now this is how you pleat it. I said you're going to fold it into 2 equal half like this. Fold it like this, and you are going to place it. This part is going to be on your yoke, and you just go ahead. You don't want to pleat it down like this. You are still going to attach this to it, so it must be on the yoke. I'll just go ahead and pleat it down, and I will come and show you the next thing to do. All right, this is my yoke. I've done the ruffles, and this is what we have. So by the time we put it down, by the time we sew it down, it will come down like this. Do you get it now? Now the next thing we're going to do on this yoke is I'm going to cut another piece of yoke like this, so that I will use it to turn the neck. I'm going to use this Ankara fabric. I have it cut out from the pieces I cut from the side of my gown. Now I'm going to place it on fold. I'm going to cut it out for the facing. So this is what I'm trying to do now, setting it so that everything will align. Let me just cut it out and show you the next thing to do. This is what we have. I've cut it out, and I'll take it to the sewing machine to turn the neck. So right side will be facing right side like this. Can you see it? And I will just use it to turn the neck. All right, the front yoke is set. We have it like this. I've turned the neck. Can you see it? Everything is neatly sewn down. So this is how your neck should look like in the front. So the next thing I want to do now is I'll go ahead and attach it to the front bodies. So this is how you do it, so that everything will align. Just try and bring this together like this and notch the midpoint. Can you see it? So just notch it like this at the center, and you do the same thing for your yoke. So I have it like this. Can you see it? Just notch it, and you're going to bring your yoke to the main bodies, right side facing right side like this. Can you see the way I'm turning it? Just place it on each other like this. The notches, make sure they both align. Can you see it? Just take it to your sewing machine and just sew it down straight. Just a straight sewing, and you have your yoke attached to your bodies like that. So this is it. I've attached my yoke, and our front piece is ready. Can you see it? So this is what you should have. So you can just go ahead and serge this part of your yoke to achieve perfect finishing. So I'm going to put this one aside, and we're going to work on our back piece. So this is the back. I have cut out part of my leftover fabric. I want to use it to cut the facing for the back. You know, there is an opening here. There is an opening at the back here, and we're going to turn it. We're going to turn it with our fabric. So I'm trying to cut the facing. So from where the opening ends, you can just come down like by 3 to 4 inches. So this is what I'm trying to do. I want to cut out the yoke. This part is not okay. All right, I think. So I'm trying to arrange it to get the proper shape. All right, so this is what we have. I came down by 4 inches like so, and I will just cut out the neckline. So, and the yoke is ready for the back. You can just shape it out here. So this is what you will do. This part, you just go ahead and turn it. So you go ahead and turn it over. You know, we have opened this part, so that means this part as well, you have to open it up so that you can use it to turn over that side. So the center, you open it up 5 inches. You shouldn't exceed what you have on the main fabric. Now before you turn it, you are going to use the facing to turn the neck, but before you turn the neck, you need to create a loop for what you are going to use to close up this place for the button. So this is the button I'll be using. This is the button I want to use. And to create your loop is very simple. Just cut a small piece of about, let's say, 1.5 inch, and you just fold it over like this. Can you see it? Can you see the way I folded it? And just sew it down. I've done that. I have this small piece. This is how I achieve this small piece. So you make sure you measure the circumference of your button so that it will not be too tight not too loose. Do you get it now? So this can enter my button like this, and I'm going to add little seam allowance for sewing. So I'll cut something like this. So you need to measure the circumference of the button you'll be using. Do you get it now? So this I'm going to place on the left side of my fabric, so I'll just place it on the left side of the fabric like this. Locate your left side of the fabric and you place it. Can you see the way I am placing it? I hope you can see it very well. So placing it down like this, you can hold it down with your pin and you just sew it over it. So do you get it now? And you sew the neck round like this. Do you get it? So let me go and sew it down and I'll come and show you the next thing to do. All right, this is it. I have turned the neck, the back, and this is what we have at the end of the day. So before we turn it inside out, you just go ahead and notch it so that your facing will relax. So I'm just trying to notch it like so that my facing will relax. Notch every part, but be careful you don't cut through your uh, thread. So this is it. Now this part is very important. This V part, you want to notch it very close to your stitch, but don't cut through your stitch, because if you don't notch this part, your yoke will not relax there. So I've notched it like that, and I'll just go ahead and turn it over. I'm turning it over. So turning it over, you have this, and you can see the loop and the neck, they are equally placed. Now the next thing you want to do for this facing is this. You can decide to just sew it down straight and sew it down straight, but I don't want to do my own like that. I want the back to have seamless look, so I'll be using my hemi gum. This is what hemi gum looks like. So I'll be placing my hemi gum here like this, just to finish up this side, and I'll take it to the ironing table and press it down. So I'm going to press the neck, everything, and I'll come and show you the next thing to do. This is what our back look like after the hemming gum. Let me show you. Everything is neatly sewn down. So we are done with the back. We can now bring the front together and join the shoulder. So I will take both the front and the back to the sewing machine. Now to join your shoulder, this is what you will do. It's very simple. Just take the uh, front yoke to turn both the front and the back piece together. So you take it like this. Can you see the way I am placing it? And you just use it to wrap it over like this. So make sure it is set. Do you get it now? And you just sew it down straight. So you do the same thing for the other side. So this is it. I've joined the two shoulders together and everything is taking shape. So you can just go ahead and shape out your gown. I added 2 inches as my own seam allowance. Whatever you have on your own seam allowance, you can go ahead and just chalk it out. You can chalk it out for easy sewing. So place your measurement for the bust, for the waist, for the hip, and you go like that. All right, I've shaped out the gown and we are having this. It is almost done. So the last but not the least is to go and attach our sleeve. So you can use any sleeve of your choice. But for the sleeve, I'll be using the best sleeve. I've cut out the small uh circle. This is the circle I'll be attaching to my sleeve, the sleeve that we have already cut, the basic sleeve. I will attach the two together. I'm going to join it on the bodies and we are done. So this is the final outlook of our dress. So if you find this tutorial helpful, kindly give us thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more interesting tutorial, and do turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload new video. Till I come your way next. Bye.